Ever feel like you're living by someone else's rules? That the path laid out for you, the values you're told to uphold, the very definition of a good life or a heroic figure somehow doesn't quite resonate with your deepest self? Perhaps there's a quiet dissent brewing inside you, a suspicion that the idols we collectively worship might, in fact, be holding us back rather than propelling us forward. This isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a profound philosophical question that has echoed through the ages, challenging thinkers from east to west. Today, we're going to borrow a concept from a philosopher infamous for his radical critiques, Friedrich Nietzsche. When you hear his name, perhaps you picture a dark, destructive force. But I want you to reconsider a key image associated with him, his hammer. Nietzsche's hammer isn't a weapon of brute force, nor is it wielded for senseless demolition. Instead, think of it as a diagnostic tool. Imagine a doctor tapping a patient's chest to listen for a hollow sound, indicating disease or decay. Nietzsche used his philosophical hammer to tap at the foundations of established values, morals, and beliefs, the very idols society holds dear. His aim was not to smash everything indiscriminately, but to discern what was truly robust and life-affirming from what was weak, hollow, or even detrimental, despite its outward appearance of sanctity. He wasn't interested in destroying for destruction's sake, but in testing the resilience and truth of our most cherished convictions. He wanted to understand if these revered ideals were still alive, serving us, or if they were merely dead weight, traditions upheld out of inertia rather than genuine conviction. So here's the central, provocative theme we'll explore. What if the things society tells us to value, be it wealth, status, certain forms of piety, or even what it means to be good, are actually making us weaker? What if our heroes, the figures we're encouraged to emulate, embody a spirit that diminishes our own potential for true greatness and authenticity? What if the very structures that promise us strength and meaning are in reality subtle cages, trapping us in a cycle of unexamined conformity and spiritual malaise? Nietzsche poured these powerful, uncomfortable questions into two of his most incendiary, yet illuminating works, Twilight of the Idols and the Antichrist. In these books, he meticulously dissects and challenges what he saw as the debilitating fictions and false gods of his time, and arguably of ours. He asks us to look closely, to tap with our own intellectual hammers, and to bravely confront the possibility that many of our deepest convictions are built upon sand. He urges us to undertake a profound revaluation, to question everything we've been taught, to examine the very fabric of our moral universe. This isn't about becoming cynical or nihilistic. It's about empowering ourselves to build a stronger, more authentic foundation for our lives, one rooted in genuine vitality rather than inherited weakness. It's about daring to ask, are my heroes truly elevating me, or are they subtly holding me back from discovering my own, truer self? And what does this philosophical endeavor have to do with an ancient Chinese master, Wang Yangming, and his profound insights? That, my friends, is where our journey truly begins. When you hear the name Nietzsche, what's the first thing that springs to mind? For many, it's that iconic, formidable mustache. Then perhaps words like nihilism, madness, God is dead, or maybe just a general sense of intellectual dread. He's often painted as the brooding philosopher of despair, the architect of a philosophy so dense and demanding it requires a PhD just to crack the spine. And honestly, for a long time, that's exactly how I saw him too. He felt less like a guide and more like a gatekeeper, standing guard over a fortress of ideas I wasn't sure I was brave enough or smart enough to enter. The very thought of diving into his complete works felt like a monumental task, reserved only for the most dedicated scholars, certainly not for someone simply looking for practical wisdom to navigate modern life. But here's the thing about those formidable reputations, especially for figures who lived centuries ago, they rarely tell the whole story. And for me, discovering the real Nietzsche, beyond the memes and the academic jargon, was less about conquering an intellectual giant and more about finding a surprisingly compassionate, fiercely honest companion on a journey of self-discovery. It wasn't easy, not by a long shot. My first encounters with asterisk, thus spoke Zarathustra, asterisk beyond good, an evil asterisk, felt like trying to swim through treacle while simultaneously deciphering ancient riddles written in a thunderstorm. There were moments of genuine frustration, of wanting to hurl the book across the room and declare myself utterly inadequate for such profound thought. I grappled with his concepts of the asterisk Übermensch asterisk, the eternal recurrence, and the will to power, feeling utterly lost in the dense thicket of his prose. Yet I kept coming back. Why? Because amidst the challenge there were flashes, sparks that ignited something deep within me. A profound sense of empowerment, a visceral recognition that his questions, his relentless pursuit of truth, his radical vision for individual strength and meaning were incredibly relevant to my own life. They weren't just abstract theories, they were tools, sharp and precise, for cutting through the noise of modern existence and forging a more authentic self. He wasn't telling me what to think, but how to think, how to question everything, how to create my own values and forge my own path in a world that often tries to impose conformity and compromise. It was like he was speaking directly to my own anxieties about finding purpose and freedom in a complex world. This isn't going to be an academic lecture filled with obscure terminology and footnotes. You won't need a philosophy degree to follow along or to understand how these profound ideas can actually improve your daily life. Instead, think of this as a shared exploration, a dive into ideas that, yes, can be challenging and sometimes uncomfortable, but ultimately promise immense rewards for your personal freedom and self-development. We're going to humanize these towering figures, starting with our mustachioed friend, and strip away the intimidating layers to reveal the beating heart of their wisdom. My goal is to translate Nietzsche's often enigmatic prose into practical, actionable insights you can apply right now today to understand yourself better, to navigate your challenges, to cultivate resilience, and to build a life brimming with purpose and authenticity. We're not just looking at old books, we're unearthing timeless blueprints for becoming more fully human, for confronting the anxieties of existence, and for daring to create our own meaning in a world that often feels meaningless. This is about learning how to think for yourself, how to live with intention, and how to harness the power of profound philosophical thought to transform your modern experience. So, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the grand pronouncements of philosophy, or simply curious about how these seemingly dense, century-old texts can actually transform your modern life, you're in exactly the right place. Let's unravel the wisdom together and discover that these ancient voices have a surprising amount to say about crafting a powerful, meaningful life, right here, right now. Welcome to the School of Mind, a journey into the profound wisdom of Wang Yangming. Our first chapter, titled The Hammer and the Tuning Fork, might evoke images of destruction, but rest assured, our intent is far from it. Instead, we begin with a method, a way of thinking, articulated by the provocative German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, philosophizing with a hammer. This isn't about smashing what we dislike, it's about a more subtle, yet equally powerful, act of inquiry. Imagine a master craftsman not violently demolishing, but tapping gently on a finished piece of work. With each tap, he listens intently. Does it ring true and solid, or does it emit a dull, hollow thud? This is the essence of Nietzsche's hammer, transformed for our purposes into a tuning fork. Our goal isn't to shatter beliefs for the sake of it, but to test their resonance, to ascertain their intrinsic value and soundness. We are seeking to discover if the structures we've built our lives upon truly hold substance, or if they are mere facades echoing emptiness. Before we can wield our tuning fork, we must first identify what it is we're testing. In Nietzsche's time, idols often referred to grand philosophical or religious systems. But for us, in the 21st century, our idols are far more insidious because they are often invisible, embedded in the very fabric of our daily lives. They are the unexamined assumptions, the widely accepted norms, the societal expectations that we internalize without question. Think of the relentless pursuit of the perfect career, often defined by the 9-to-5 grind and a rising salary, regardless of personal fulfillment. Consider the chase for fame and validation through social media likes, or the unwavering belief that accumulating material possessions will inevitably lead to happiness. These are not inherently evil. Indeed, some aspects might be genuinely beneficial. But when they become ends in themselves, when they dictate our values and aspirations without critical introspection, they become idols, hollow structures we worship, believing they hold the key to a good life, only to find them strangely unsatisfying. To truly engage in this philosophizing with a tuning fork requires immense courage. It demands a willingness to stand apart, even momentarily, from the prevailing currents of thought. It asks us to question what everyone else accepts as truth, to scrutinize the very foundations of our own worldview and the world around us. This isn't comfortable work. It means potentially discovering that a belief system you've held dear, a path you've diligently followed, or a goal you've relentlessly pursued might, in fact, be hollow. It's the courage to risk feeling adrift, to embrace the discomfort of uncertainty, in the pursuit of genuine understanding and authentic living. Let's take a common modern hollow idol, the relentless pursuit of busyness as a badge of honor. We live in a culture where being perpetually overwhelmed, having a packed schedule, and working long hours are often equated with importance, success, and even virtue. We boast about our lack of free time, our overflowing inboxes, and our constant deadlines. But if we tap on this idol with our tuning fork, what do we hear? Does it ring with genuine purpose, deep satisfaction, and sustainable well-being? Or does it often sound hollow, echoing burnout, anxiety, and a profound sense of missing out on life itself? Is this busyness truly a reflection of our most cherished values, or is it a superficial performance driven by external pressures and a fear of stillness, a fear of confronting what might emerge in the quiet moments? This is not to say productivity is bad, but when busyness becomes the ultimate measure of worth, unexamined and unchallenged, it becomes an idol that demands our energy without necessarily delivering true fulfillment. Our journey with Wang Yangming will similarly invite us to wield this tuning fork, to tap on our ingrained beliefs, our understanding of morality, and the very nature of our minds. We will uncover how his philosophy resonates deeply with this spirit of courageous inquiry, urging us to look inward and test the soundness of our inner world. So, let us begin, not by demolishing, but by listening closely, ready to hear what truly rings true. Welcome back. In our journey to understand the depths of the self, we often encounter hidden traps, not external obstacles, but subtle mental glitches that distort our perception of reality, our motivations, and even our very sense of self. These are the four great errors brilliantly dissected by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, and they offer a profound lens through which to examine the often misguided ways we interpret our lives, leading us into cycles of guilt, blame, and misunderstanding. Our first great error is deceptively simple, confusing cause and effect. It's the mental habit of inverting the natural order of things, mistaking a consequence for a catalyst. Think of it like this: I am successful because I work hard. Sounds right, doesn't it? But what if the truth is more nuanced? What if your inherent drive, your predisposition towards certain traits, or even your existing feeling of capability leads you to work hard, which then results in success? Nietzsche challenges us to consider that often the cause we identify is merely a rationalization after the fact. We see a positive outcome, and our mind scrambles to assign a virtuous origin. I worked hard, rather than acknowledging the deeper, perhaps less flattering or less controllable, forces at play. This isn't just semantics, it fundamentally shifts how we understand our achievements and failures. Are we truly acting from a conscious, singular decision, or are our actions manifestations of deeper, perhaps unconscious, drives and states? When we confuse the cart for the horse, we misdiagnose our progress and misattribute our power. Building on this, our second error is that of false causality, particularly concerning our will. We tend to believe that our will is a simple, singular cause, a kind of magic switch we flip. I willed myself to get out of bed, or I decided to be happy. But Nietzsche argues that this will isn't a simple, atomic entity. It's often the label we apply to a complex interplay of instincts, desires, habits, and physiological states. The conscious decision to do something is frequently just the conscious manifestation of a battle already won or lost in the unconscious realm. When we simplify this intricate process into a mere act of will, we set ourselves up for disappointment. We chastise ourselves when our willpower fails, not realizing that what we perceive as a failure of resolve might instead be the triumph of a stronger, underlying drive we've failed to acknowledge or understand. This oversimplification blinds us to the true complexity of human motivation. Next, we come to the error of imaginary causes. Our minds crave explanation. When we experience a powerful emotion, be it joy, anxiety, or pain, our brain instinctively searches for a reason. If no immediate, obvious cause presents itself, our mind, in its desperate need for coherence, will invent one. You wake up feeling inexplicably restless. Instead of accepting the diffuse nature of the feeling, you might suddenly fixate, I'm anxious because I didn't send that email, or I'm irritable because of that conversation yesterday. These invented reasons provide a comforting, albeit a false, sense of control and understanding. They give a name to the nameless dread or the vague unease. But by attributing our feelings to these imaginary causes, we chase phantoms. We waste energy trying to solve problems that aren't the actual source of our discomfort, preventing us from truly exploring the deeper, more complex origins of our emotional landscape. Finally, we arrive at perhaps the most pervasive and impactful error, the error of free will. This isn't just an abstract philosophical concept, it's the bedrock of much of our moral and legal systems, and frankly, a grand generator of blame and guilt. The belief in absolute, unconditioned free will posits that every human action is a purely conscious, independent choice made without significant influence from biology, upbringing, environment, or unconscious drives. Nietzsche saw this as a theological invention designed to make humanity guilty and thus susceptible to control and punishment. If every choice is entirely free, then every wrong action is an absolute moral failure, deserving of blame, condemnation, and retribution. This view strips away compassion and understanding, replacing it with a simplistic ledger of good and evil. It fosters a culture where we harshly judge ourselves and others, rarely pausing to consider the intricate web of influences, genetic predispositions, childhood experiences, societal pressures, unconscious motivations that truly shape our decisions. By clinging to this notion of absolute free will, we perpetuate cycles of blame, preventing genuine empathy, hindering self-forgiveness, and obscuring the path to true self-improvement, which begins not with condemnation, but with profound understanding. These four errors, these ingrained mental glitches, reveal how easily we misinterpret our own inner workings and the world around us. Recognizing them is the first step towards a more honest and insightful engagement with our own motivations, our feelings, and our place in the world. They challenge us to look beyond the superficial explanations and delve into the deeper, often uncomfortable, truths about why we think, feel, and act the way we do. And it is in this deeper exploration that true wisdom begins. We've explored the profound depths of innate knowing and the radical self-sufficiency inherent in a life guided by conscience. But now, as we delve into what we might call Chapter 3, the improvers of mankind, we must confront a pervasive and often insidious force, the moral systems that claim to refine us, to make us better, but often succeed only in diminishing us. Think for a moment about the very concept of improvement in a moral sense. For many systems, particularly those that have dominated Western and, in some ways, even Eastern thought for centuries, improving humanity has meant a process of domestication, a kind of moral taming. It's about pruning the wild edges, suppressing the inconvenient impulses, and conforming to a predefined ideal of what is good or virtuous. This is a morality of restriction, of containment, designed to create predictable, manageable citizens. It prioritizes order and safety above all else, often at the cost of vitality and individuality. But what if true improvement isn't about taming, but about cultivation? Imagine a gardener who doesn't just cut back the strong, vibrant shoots, but understands the soil, nurtures the roots, and allows the plant to grow to its fullest, most magnificent potential, even if that means it becomes sprawling, unique, and perhaps a little unruly. This is the distinction between a taming morality and a breeding or cultivating morality. The latter doesn't seek to eradicate our natural instincts, but to understand them, to channel their immense power, to refine them into something grander, more expressive, without stripping them of their inherent strength. It acknowledges that the very energies that can be destructive can also be the wellsprings of creativity, courage, and genuine self-overcoming. The primary instruments of this taming morality are often guilt and shame. These are not merely unpleasant feelings, They are potent social and psychological tools, subtly woven into the fabric of our upbringing and culture, designed to control and weaken us from within. Guilt whispers that we are inherently flawed, that our natural desires are sinful, that our very essence is something to be ashamed of. Shame then steps in, making us fear exposure, fear judgment, and fear being seen as less than the ideal human being society has constructed. These emotions are insidious because they turn us against ourselves. They plant seeds of self-doubt and self-condemnation, creating an internal censor that constantly scrutinizes and punishes our natural impulses. When we are consumed by guilt and shame, our energy is diverted from creative expression and self-actualization towards constant self-monitoring and appeasement. We become less spontaneous, less daring, less capable of trusting our own inner compass, the very Liangji asterisk that Wang Yangming urged us to extend. This internal conflict effectively saps our strength, making us easier to manipulate and conform, ultimately weakening our will and our ability to forge our own path. And here's a crucial point that this taming morality fundamentally misunderstands: our so-called wilder instincts cannot simply be destroyed. They are not like weeds that can be plucked out and forgotten. They are deep-seated, fundamental energies of our being, our drives for power, for self-assertion, for pleasure, for authentic connection. When these vital forces are suppressed, when they are denied a healthy outlet, they don't vanish. Instead, they fester. They become sick, twisted, and resentful. Imagine a powerful river that is dammed and diverted, not for irrigation, but simply to keep it from flowing freely. The water doesn't disappear, it either stagnates, becoming murky and foul, or it builds immense pressure, eventually bursting through in destructive ways. Similarly, our repressed instincts don't disappear, they manifest as neuroses, as passive aggression, as chronic dissatisfaction, as a simmering resentment towards life itself. They can turn inward, leading to self-hatred, or outward, in destructive, unpredictable bursts. The attempt to eradicate the wild within us doesn't make us better. It makes us unwell, fragmented, and ultimately less human. We lose our vitality, our passion, our authentic drive, replacing them with a polite but hollow shell of conformity. The alternative, the path towards true strength and wholeness, lies not in suppression, but in integration. It requires us to courageously acknowledge and embrace our entire nature, not just the parts deemed good or acceptable by external moralizers, but also our shadows, our raw instincts, our sometimes inconvenient desires. This is not an endorsement of unbridled indulgence or recklessness. Rather, it is an invitation to conscious self-mastery, to understanding the source of these energies and learning to channel them constructively. It means moving beyond a simplistic good/bad dichotomy and instead cultivating a deeper wisdom that allows us to sublimate these energies, to direct them towards higher purposes, to express them authentically without harming ourselves or others. When we integrate our whole nature, when we stop fighting against our fundamental selves, we tap into a profound reservoir of strength and vitality. We become more authentic, more resilient, and more capable of creating a life that is truly our own, guided by an expanded Liangji that embraces the full spectrum of human experience. This is the arduous, yet ultimately liberating, path of true self-cultivation, far removed from the easy, but ultimately weakening, path of mere moral taming. Welcome to Chapter 4, My Conception of Freedom. In our exploration of Wang Yangming's profound insights, we now turn our gaze inward, challenging one of the most cherished and often misunderstood ideals, freedom itself. For many, freedom conjures images of unbridled liberty, the absence of rules, responsibilities, or obstacles. It's the idealized state of having no one telling you what to do, no limitations holding you back. But what if this common understanding is incomplete, even misleading? What if true freedom isn't merely the absence of something, but rather the presence of something far more potent? Consider the distinction between freedom from and freedom to. Freedom from often implies an escape, freedom from pain, freedom from work, freedom from societal expectations. It's a desire to shed burdens, to be unconstrained by external forces. While there's a legitimate longing in this sentiment, it paints a picture of freedom as an empty space, a void where resistance once stood. Now, contrast this with freedom too. This form of freedom is not about what you escape, but what you can achieve. It's the capacity to act, to create, to pursue your deepest aspirations despite, or even because of, the challenges you face. It's the ability to realize your full potential, to embody your truest self. This is where the wisdom of philosophers like Nietzsche powerfully intersects with the spirit of self-cultivation found in Wang Yangming's teachings. For Nietzsche, true freedom isn't a passive state of being unencumbered, it is an active state of strength, self-mastery, and the will to overcome. From this perspective, freedom is not measured by the absence of resistance, but by the amount of resistance one can overcome. Think about that for a moment. Your freedom isn't defined by how few obstacles you encounter, but by how many you successfully surmount. The more you conquer, the more capable you become, and the broader your sphere of influence, your true freedom expands. It's a profound shift in perspective, transforming obstacles from barriers to opportunities for growth. To illustrate this, let's consider a modern analogy, the athlete. Imagine a runner preparing for a marathon. Would we say that runner is truly free if they avoid all training, all discomfort, all the burning pain in their muscles? If they consistently choose the path of least resistance, never pushing their limits, are they truly free to compete at an elite level, to achieve their personal best? Of course not. An athlete's freedom isn't found in avoiding exercise, it's found within the mastery of their body, the discipline of their training, the willingness to push past perceived limits. Their freedom to perform, to win, to achieve peak physical condition is directly proportional to the resistance they have willingly embraced and overcome in their training regimen. They are not free from the demands of their sport, they are free through them. Their strength, endurance, and mental fortitude are forged in the fires of resistance. This powerful idea directly connects to building personal resilience and mental toughness. When we understand freedom not as an entitlement to an easy path, but as the earned capacity to navigate and conquer difficult ones, we cultivate an entirely different relationship with challenges. Every setback, every moment of discomfort, every internal struggle becomes an opportunity to expand our freedom. It's in pushing through procrastination, in facing our fears, in learning from our failures, that we build the inner strength necessary to live a life truly on our own terms. This isn't just about external achievements, it's about the internal liberation that comes from mastering oneself, from aligning our will with our highest ideals, and from developing the unwavering spirit to confront whatever life throws our way. It is, in essence, the freedom to fully become who we are meant to be. Welcome back to our exploration of profound philosophical thought as we delve into concepts that challenge the very bedrock of our understanding. Today, we confront a work of immense controversy and penetrating insight, Friedrich Nietzsche's The Antichrist. Now, before any preconceptions take hold, understand that our focus here is not to condemn or convert, but to engage with a radical re-evaluation of morality itself, a revaluation Nietzsche believed was essential for humanity's future. Nietzsche, with his characteristic fervor, argued that traditional morality, particularly Christian morality, had performed what he termed an inversion of values. Imagine a world where the natural order of strength and nobility was turned on its head. He posited that what was once considered good attributes like power, pride, health, and a vigorous will to life became demonized, labeled as evil. Conversely, qualities traditionally associated with weakness, humility, suffering, and self-denial were elevated to the status of good. This was, for Nietzsche, a profound and ultimately detrimental shift in the human psyche, a turning away from life-affirming instincts. To understand this inversion, we must grasp his concepts of master morality and slave morality. Picture the ancient world, a society perhaps of noble warriors and leaders. Master morality emerges from the strong, the healthy, the aristocratic. These individuals define good as what they themselves are: powerful, courageous, honorable, creative, assertive. Bad is simply that which is weak, common, timid, or contemptible. It is a declaration of their own superiority, a self-affirmation. There's no malice, no resentment, just an unshakable sense of self-worth and a clear distinction from the lesser. Think of a lion surveying its domain. It defines its own excellence, and the prey is simply part of its natural order. Now consider the perspective of those who are subjugated, the oppressed, the suffering. From their position, a different morality arises: slave morality. Unable to assert their power outwardly and filled with resentment towards their masters, they forge a system of values that demonizes their oppressors. What the masters call good strength, pride, ambition is relabeled as evil, as arrogance, cruelty, sin. In contrast, what the masters find contemptible, humility, patience, pity, suffering, obedience, is elevated to the highest good. This is a morality born of reaction, a psychological revenge against the powerful, turning their very attributes into vices and making one's own weakness a virtue. It is the triumph of herd instinct, valuing equality and comfort above individual excellence and struggle. One of Nietzsche's most provocative critiques within this framework is directed at pity. For many, compassion is a universal virtue, a cornerstone of ethical behavior. But Nietzsche saw pity not as a strength, but as a destructive force. He argued that pity, by seeking to alleviate suffering, often perpetuates it. It saps strength from both the giver and the receiver. It prevents the weak from overcoming their own weakness, fostering dependency and stagnation. It's a life-denying emotion, he believed, that subtly diminishes the will to power, the drive to overcome and excel. Instead of encouraging self-mastery and growth through struggle, pity preserves the mediocre and the sickly, hindering the development of higher human types. It is crucial to clarify, however, that Nietzsche's target in The Antichrist is not individual believers, nor is it merely a shallow attack on acts of kindness. His critique is far deeper. He is dissecting the psychological structure of morality, the underlying motivations and historical developments that shaped our most cherished values. He's asking us to look at the genesis of these moral systems, to uncover the hidden biases and unconscious resentments that may have fueled their creation and propagation. He challenges us to consider whether the values we hold dear truly serve life, strength, and human flourishing, or if they are, in fact, symptoms of decline, tools of a will to negation. Ultimately, the Antichrist is a radical call for a revaluation of all values. It's an invitation, or perhaps a demand, to fundamentally re-examine what we call good and evil. Are these terms absolute truths, or are they historical constructs, born of specific psychological conditions and power dynamics? Nietzsche compels us to scrutinize the very foundations of our moral language, to question whether our current ethical framework truly enables humanity to reach its highest potential, or if it merely serves to domesticate, to pacify, and to diminish the magnificent, terrifying potential of human existence. It's a challenging, unsettling, yet undeniably vital inquiry into the deepest currents of human motivation and the future of our species. Welcome to Chapter 6, The Psychology of a Beyond. As we explore Wang Yangming's emphasis on immediate realization, it's illuminating to consider a challenging counterpoint: Friedrich Nietzsche's dissection of why humans invent a true world or an afterlife. Nietzsche, with his characteristic audacity, proposed that the concept of a beyond often functions as a profound psychological crutch. He observed that for many, the harsh realities inherent in suffering and inescapable finitude of this earthly existence are simply too much to bear. Faced with pain, injustice, and the certainty of death, the mind, in an act of self-preservation, conjures a supplementary reality, a perfect, eternal realm where all wrongs are righted and suffering ceases. This true world, he argued, becomes a comforting illusion, a refuge from the often brutal truth of our present moment. Central to Nietzsche's analysis is the concept of ressentiment, not mere resentment, but the creative revenge of the powerless. Those who feel weak, oppressed, or incapable of asserting their will in this world subtly invent a value system that demonizes what they cannot attain or master. They declare this world, with its vitality and inequalities, to be evil or temporary, in favor of an afterlife where their perceived weaknesses become virtues. It's a passive rebellion, a re-evaluation of values born out of impotence, not strength. This belief in a next life can subtly, yet powerfully, devalue and drain energy from this life. If our true reward, ultimate meaning, and everlasting happiness lie in a realm beyond, then our present experiences risk being reduced to mere trials or obstacles to be endured, rather than fully lived. The vibrant colors of this existence can appear muted, the urgency of immediate action diminished, if we are constantly gazing towards a distant, shimmering horizon. Our focus shifts from building a better present to passively awaiting a glorious future. This brings us to a challenging question: can we find profound, ultimate meaning right here, right now, within this single finite existence, without needing to invent or rely upon a beyond? Can we embrace life's full spectrum, its beauty and its pain, its triumphs and its losses, and discover within it a completeness that requires no external validation? This demands a radical reorientation of perspective, a courageous confrontation with our own mortality. In our modern world, we see echoes of this psychological dynamic. While fewer might explicitly cling to traditional notions of heaven, the impulse for escapism remains potent. We often invent new forms of beyonds, digital true worlds, virtual realities, endless entertainment or the relentless pursuit of superficial distractions. These two can serve as psychological crutches, allowing us to defer profound questions of meaning and suffering in this life. We become lost in the infinite scroll, the algorithmic rabbit hole, the curated perfection of online personas, all offering temporary reprieve from the messy, demanding reality of our present. Just like the promise of an afterlife, these modern distractions can drain our energy, diminish our engagement with the tangible world, and prevent us from cultivating authentic presence. Ultimately, Nietzsche's provocative analysis invites us to look unflinchingly at the foundations of our beliefs. It compels us to ask, is our hope for a beyond born of strength, or is it, as he suggested, a clever, if unconscious, retreat from the magnificent, terrifying, and profoundly meaningful reality that is already unfolding before us? This self-inquiry, uncomfortable as it may be, is crucial for anyone seeking to live a life of authenticity and deep engagement. While Friedrich Nietzsche is often associated with the declaration God is dead and a profound critique of Judeo-Christian morality, it might come as a surprise to learn that his scorn was not directed at Jesus of Nazareth himself. Quite the contrary, Nietzsche held a surprisingly sympathetic, even admiring, view of Jesus as a radical individual whose life-affirming message was immediately corrupted by his followers into a system of power and control. For Nietzsche, Jesus represented a profoundly authentic individual whose life was a living embodiment of his philosophy. Jesus offered not a system of beliefs, but a practice, a way of being in the world, a radical re-evaluation of values lived out in every moment. This practice was about an internal revolution, a profound transformation of the heart and mind, lived here and now. It was an experiential path to spiritual freedom, demanding courage and self-overcoming. Christianity, however, quickly transformed this dynamic, personal practice into a rigid faith, a set of external dogmas, rituals, and institutional adherence that one must accept for salvation. The emphasis shifted from living out a truth to believing in a set of propositions, thus replacing an active, personal journey with passive intellectual assent. Consider the revolutionary message, "The kingdom of God is within you." This wasn't a promise of some distant, ethereal afterlife, nor a political kingdom to be established by force. It was an invitation to recognize and live by an immediate, internal reality, a state of being characterized by unconditional love, radical forgiveness, and an overturning of conventional power structures. Jesus' message proclaimed a present reality, an available spiritual sovereignty within each individual, accessible through a profound shift in consciousness. Yet with astonishing speed and deliberate manipulation, this profound teaching was twisted by his followers. The kingdom within became an external heaven or paradise to be attained only after death, dependent on adherence to the very institutional structures that were beginning to form around his legacy. This shift fundamentally inverted Jesus' revolutionary call to present moment living into a promise of future reward, effectively deferring true life to a post-mortem existence and making its attainment conditional on external intermediaries. This distortion brings us to one of Nietzsche's most provocative claims, that the true Antichrist was not Jesus himself, but the very institution of the church that claimed to represent him. For Nietzsche, the church, with its elaborate doctrines, hierarchical power structures, and its emphasis on guilt, sin, and fear, represented the precise opposite of Jesus' joyous, life-affirming message. The church, he argued, capitalized on human weakness, fear of death, and the desire for eternal life, constructing a system designed for control rather than liberation. It took the radical freedom and self-overcoming championed by Jesus and repackaged it into a system of obedience, resentment, and a profound denial of earthly life, fundamentally betraying the spirit of its founder. The good news of an internal kingdom became the bad news of eternal damnation unless one conformed to its dictates and rituals. The tragedy, then, as Nietzsche saw it, lay in the fate of a truly great individual whose profound, life-affirming message was almost immediately misunderstood, inverted, and ultimately company-opted. Jesus, a figure of strength, authenticity, and radical individualism, was transformed into a symbol of weakness, suffering, and subservience by the very movement that bore his name. His teachings, intended to empower and liberate, were turned into instruments of control and oppression, fostering a morality of herd conformity rather than individual excellence. Nietzsche believed that Christianity, as it evolved, represented a profound betrayal of its own genesis, obscuring the vibrant, challenging figure of Jesus under layers of dogma, institutional power, and a pervasive ethos of denial. It was, in his view, a historical catastrophe, a magnificent potential for human flourishing suppressed by the weight of organized religion, creating a shadow where there once was light. Welcome back to our journey through profound philosophical ideas. Today we confront a concept that, perhaps more than any other, has been widely misunderstood, even weaponized in popular discourse: Nietzsche's will to power. For many, these words conjure images of ruthless ambition, unchecked domination, or a callous disregard for others. But in this chapter we aim to demystify it, revealing its true, profound meaning, a meaning far more subtle and ultimately far more life-affirming than commonly perceived. The will to power is not fundamentally about exerting control over others or achieving a hierarchical superiority for its own sake. Instead, Nietzsche envisioned it as the intrinsic, animating force within all living things. It is the fundamental drive of life itself to grow, to expand, to overcome its present state, and to express its inherent strength and potential. Think of it less as a desire to conquer and more as a yearning to create, to become more, to master oneself and one's environment, not for oppression, but for flourishing. Consider a simple, powerful analogy: a tree root. You've seen them, haven't you? Those incredible, tenacious roots that don't just grow around obstacles, but often break right through solid concrete, lifting pavements, cracking foundations. That root isn't maliciously trying to destroy the concrete. It's simply expressing its fundamental drive to reach water, to anchor the tree, to expand, to grow, to fulfill its biological imperative. Its strength manifests not as aggression, but as an undeniable, unstoppable life force pushing against resistance to achieve its natural trajectory. This is the will to power in its raw, primal form, an inherent drive to overcome limits and assert life. This intrinsic drive is distinctly different from a mere will to survive. Survival, in its most basic sense, is about maintaining the status quo, about enduring, about avoiding annihilation. It's reactive. The will to power, however, is proactive and expansive. It's not just about staying alive, it's about thriving, about pushing beyond mere existence to achieve mastery. A creature that merely survives might just eat enough, sleep enough, and hide from predators. A creature driven by the will to power seeks to perfect its hunting skills, to build a more robust shelter, to explore new territories, to push the boundaries of its capabilities. It's the difference between merely existing and truly living, truly blossoming. We see this same powerful dynamic within human endeavor, especially in the realm of creation. Think of an artist. A painter doesn't just paint to survive or to avoid being bored. They are driven by an internal imperative to perfect their craft, to translate an elusive vision into tangible form, to push the limits of their medium, to express a unique perspective that has never existed before. Each brushstroke, each discarded sketch, each moment of frustration and breakthrough is a manifestation of their will to power, a striving to overcome technical challenges, to transcend their previous abilities, to bring forth something new and strong into the world. It's the sculptor chipping away at marble, not just to make a statue, but to reveal the statue that lives within the stone, pushing against resistance, both internal and external, to realize a higher form. This fundamental drive to grow, expand, and overcome is, in fact, the very source of all value creation and personal growth. When we strive to learn a new skill, to master a complex subject, to overcome a personal fear, or to build something meaningful, we are manifesting our will to power. It's the force behind innovation, behind artistic expression, behind scientific discovery, and behind every moment you push yourself past comfort zone to become a more capable, more complete individual. It's what gives life its dynamic quality, its upward trajectory, its endless capacity for transformation. Without this inherent striving, life would stagnate, remaining fixed and undifferentiated. It is through the exertion of this inner strength that we forge our character, define our purpose, and contribute to the tapestry of existence. Now I invite you to pause and reflect. Where do you see the will to power manifesting in your own life? Is it in your dedication to a craft or a hobby? Is it in your professional aspirations, your desire to excel and contribute? Is it in the quiet perseverance to overcome a personal challenge or to learn something new? Perhaps it's in your relationships where you strive to understand, to connect more deeply, to build stronger bonds. Look closely, and you'll find that this powerful inherent drive to grow, to expand, to overcome, and to express your unique strength is constantly at work, shaping who you are and what you aspire to become. It is the very pulse of your being, an affirmation of life's boundless potential within you. Welcome back to our exploration of Wang Yangming's profound philosophy, as we turn our attention to Chapter 9, The Higher Man, or, as it's famously rendered in the West, the Übermensch. Now, the moment you hear that term, certain images might spring to mind, or perhaps even a shadow of historical misunderstanding. It's absolutely crucial, right from the outset, to firmly reject and clarify the historical misappropriation of this powerful aspirational concept. For decades, the idea of the Übermensch has been unfortunately, and quite deliberately, twisted from its original philosophical intent. It was company-opted, particularly by totalitarian regimes, to represent notions of racial superiority, physical dominance, or a brutal, unfeeling will to power that subjugates others. This could not be further from the truth, nor further from the spirit of profound self-cultivation we find in Wang Yangming's teachings. Let us strip away these layers of distortion and reclaim its true, life-affirming essence. The Übermensch, or the higher man, is not a comic book hero with superhuman strength. It is not a biologically superior race. It is a symbol, a beacon for a human being who has achieved a radical form of self-overcoming. This overcoming is not of external enemies, but of internal limitations, of inherited prejudices, and most significantly, of what is often termed herd morality. Herd morality is the comfortable, unexamined adherence to societal norms, to conventional wisdom, to the values and beliefs simply handed down to us by our culture, our parents, our peers, without genuine introspection or personal affirmation. It's the path of least resistance, where one's sense of right and wrong is merely an echo of the crowd. The higher man, in contrast, actively disengages from this passive acceptance. This individual doesn't seek meaning in the world, they create it. They don't wait for purpose to be revealed, they actively forge it through their own will, their own actions, and their own deeply considered values. This aligns beautifully with Wang Yangming's emphasis on the individual's inherent moral capacity, the *Lenji*, or innate knowledge of good. It's not about discovering preordained truths externally, but about extending and manifesting this innate wisdom from within to shape one's world and one's values. The higher man is a sculptor of their own spirit, carving their destiny not from external stone, but from the raw material of their own consciousness. What are the defining qualities of this higher man? Firstly, #self-mastery *. This is not stoic repression of emotions, but a profound understanding and command of one's inner landscape. It means governing one's impulses, refining one's character, and aligning one's actions with one's deepest principles. It is the continuous practice of rectifying the mind, a cornerstone of Wang Yangming's philosophy, where inner integrity precedes all external action. Secondly, creativity *. This isn't limited to artistic expression, though that can certainly be part of it. It's a creativity of spirit, the ability to invent new values, to see new possibilities, to forge new paths where none existed before. It is the courage to stand apart and to generate unique solutions to life's inevitable challenges, rather than simply replicating established patterns. It's the dynamic unfolding of one's *Liangji* into new forms of living. And thirdly, a joyful embrace of life's challenges. This isn't naive optimism, but a profound affirmation of life in its totality, its joys and its sorrows, its triumphs and its trials. It is the capacity to look at suffering, at adversity, and to say, yes, I will transform this, I will grow from this. It's an attitude of *amma fati*, a love of one's fate, not in passive resignation, but in active engagement, finding strength and meaning even in hardship. It's the unwavering resolve that allows one to know without external thought and act without external effort, as Wang Yangming might put it, even when facing the steepest climb. This concept of the higher man, when understood correctly, serves as a powerful, personal, and profoundly aspirational goal for humanity's future. It's not about reaching a static endpoint, but about a continuous journey of becoming. It's the invitation to each of us to cultivate our innate moral wisdom, to question the unexamined, to forge our own values, and to strive for the fullest, most authentic expression of our human potential. In many ways, the spirit of the Übermensch resonates deeply with Wang Yangming's vision of the sage, a person who has fully realized their *Liangji*, who lives in complete accord with their true nature, and who, through their own self-cultivation, elevates all of humanity. Welcome to Chapter 10 Amar Fati, the formula for greatness. In our ongoing exploration of profound wisdom and the cultivation of an unshakable spirit, we now turn to a concept that, while articulated most famously by Friedrich Nietzsche, deeply resonates with the timeless human endeavor to embrace life's full spectrum. Amor fati, the love of one's fate. What does it truly mean to love your fate? It is Nietzsche's ultimate ideal, a declaration that you would want nothing to be different, not in the past, present, or future. It means embracing every joy and every sorrow, every triumph and every tribulation, every success and every perceived failure as not merely acceptable, but as necessary and beautiful components of your unique existence. It's an affirmation, a resounding yes to life in all its chaotic, unpredictable, and often challenging glory. It isn't about glossing over difficulties, it's about profoundly transforming your relationship with them. This powerful idea stands in stark contrast to passive resignation. Resignation is a weary sigh, a reluctant acceptance born of exhaustion, a quiet giving up. It says, it is what it is and I just have to live with it. Amor fati, however, is an active and joyful affirmation of reality. It doesn't just tolerate what is, it wills what is. It doesn't just accept, it celebrates . It transforms the I have to into an I want to, and ultimately, and I love that this happened exactly as it did. This isn't about being naive or ignoring pain. It's about profoundly changing your relationship with that pain, seeing its intrinsic role in your becoming. Consider this in the context of what modern psychology terms post-traumatic growth. We often hear of post-traumatic stress, the lingering wounds from deeply distressing experiences. But an increasing body of research shows that many individuals, having navigated immense suffering, emerge not broken, but transformed and stronger. They report a deeper appreciation for life, more meaningful relationships, a heightened sense of personal strength, and a clearer spiritual path. This isn't despite the trauma, but often precisely because of it. They have, consciously or unconsciously, engaged in a form of amor fati, recognizing that the very challenges that once threatened to undo them ultimately forged a more resilient, more compassionate, and more profound self. While they might not wish the suffering upon themselves again, they wouldn't trade the person they became as a result. Nietzsche offered a thought experiment to test the depth of one's amor fati, the concept of eternal recurrence. Imagine, he proposed, that a demon were to whisper in your ear that you would have to live your life over and over again in its entirety, precisely as you have lived it, down to the smallest detail, for all eternity. Every joy, every pain, every fleeting moment of happiness, every agonizing regret, all of it, repeated endlessly. Would this thought crush you? Would you fall to your knees in despair, wishing for a different fate? Or would you instead greet this prospect with a joyous affirmation, perhaps even a shout of yes, once more? This terrifying yet liberating thought experiment is the ultimate litmus test. If you could embrace the eternal return of your current life, just as it is, then you have truly achieved amor fati. It is a terrifying burden for those who hate their lives, but for those who love their lives, it is the highest affirmation. So, how can we apply this seemingly lofty philosophical ideal as a practical tool for finding peace and strength in any circumstance? It begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. When faced with adversity, instead of asking, why me? Or why did this happen? Try reframing it. Ask, what is this teaching me? Or how can I use this situation exactly as it is to become stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? It's about consciously choosing to view obstacles not as roadblocks to your ideal life, but as integral, indeed, essential chapters in the story of your actual life. Amor Fati encourages us to stop resisting reality. Resistance expends immense energy and causes needless suffering. By embracing what is, we free ourselves to act effectively within that reality. It means accepting the past without debilitating regret, engaging with the present with full presence, and looking to the future with a willingness to embrace whatever it brings. This is not fatalism, it is active acceptance. It is a radical embrace of agency where you choose to actively will the circumstances of your life, transforming them through your attitude from burdens into opportunities, from setbacks into setups for growth. This profound love of one's fate is not an easy path. It demands courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront life in its rawest form. But in cultivating Amor Fati, we unlock a powerful source of inner peace and unwavering strength. We become impervious to the whims of fortune, for we learn to love fortune itself in all its unpredictable manifestations. It is truly a formula for greatness, not merely in the eyes of the world perhaps, but in the profound, unshakable strength of your own spirit. Now, let's turn these profound concepts into a practical path you can walk starting today. Welcome to your 7-day hammer, a practical action plan. This isn't just about understanding, it's about doing. It's about forging a bridge from theory to practice, building momentum in your own life, and truly embodying the wisdom of Wang Yangming. Over the next week, we'll move through a series of exercises designed to awaken your innate knowing and unify your intentions with your actions. Our journey begins on day 1 and 2 with diagnosis. For these initial 48 hours, I want you to identify one personal idol. Now, an idol here isn't a religious figure, but rather an unquestioned belief, a deeply ingrained assumption that governs some aspect of your thoughts or behavior. Perhaps it's I'm not good enough at creative tasks, or true success means always prioritizing external validation, or I can never really change this part of myself. These are the invisible chains that hold us. Your task is to pinpoint one such belief, write it down clearly and concisely. Then, crucially, write down why you believe it. Where did it come from? Is it truly your conviction, born from your own innate knowing, or is it an echo of someone else's judgment or a societal expectation? This deep introspection, this act of shining a light on your internal landscape, is the foundational step towards realizing and extending your true wisdom. Having diagnosed, we now move to day 3 and 4, dedicated to overcoming . For these 2 days, I challenge you to choose one difficult task you've been avoiding and simply complete it. This isn't about grand, life-altering feats. It's about confronting that persistent internal resistance, that procrastination that keeps you from bridging the gap between knowing what needs to be done and actually doing it. Is it finally making that uncomfortable phone call? Organizing that overflowing drawer that's been nagging at you? Starting that report you've dreaded? The task itself is less important than the act of pushing through. Pay attention to the struggle, the excuses, the moments you feel like giving up, and then choose to push through anyway. This is your unity of knowledge and action in motion, proving to yourself that your will is stronger than your resistance. Each small victory here strengthens your inner resolve and clarifies your innate sense of purpose. After confronting resistance, we shift gears to day 5 and 6, focusing on creation . These 2 days are dedicated to fostering your inner world, to expressing yourself free from external pressures and judgment. Choose a creative hobby, something you enjoy purely for its own sake. It could be drawing, writing, playing an instrument, cooking a new recipe, gardening, or even simply rearranging your living space with a playful spirit. The essential rule here is that you set the rules. There's no performance, no need for perfection, no audience to impress. It's an exploration of your own unique expression, your own aesthetic, your own joy. This space of unadulterated creation allows your innate knowing to shine, to connect with the inherent goodness and creativity that resides within you, unburdened by societal expectations or the need for external validation. It's a reminder of your intrinsic worth and creative power. Finally, we arrive at day 7, dedicated to affirmation. On this day, we embrace the powerful practice of amor fati or love of one's fate. This isn't about passive acceptance or forced positivity. It's an active, conscious embrace of all that life presents in all its complexity. As Wang Yangming would suggest, every experience, whether we initially label it as good or bad, is an opportunity for extending our innate knowing and for growth. At the end of your day, take a few quiet moments to reflect on 2 distinct events, one positive experience you had, and one that you might initially perceive as negative, challenging, or frustrating. For the positive event, genuinely affirm it. See the good, feel the gratitude, appreciate its presence. For the negative event, actively affirm it too. Look for the lesson, the unique contribution it makes to your journey, the strength it revealed within you, or simply embrace its existence as an undeniable part of the tapestry of your life. This practice cultivates a profound inner resilience, a deep sense of peace, and an understanding that the universe, in its totality, serves your highest good. This 7-day hammer is merely a starting point, a catalyst for ongoing self-cultivation. The journey with Wang Yangming's philosophy is an ongoing exploration, not a destination. But with these concrete tools, you are well equipped to begin forging your own path, one conscious action, one honest reflection, and one courageous choice at a time. Embrace the hammer and start building the life aligned with your truest self. And so, we arrive at the culmination of our journey, a moment to distill the profound wisdom of Wang Yangming into 3 actionable keys, your blueprint for a truly hammer-wielding life. This isn't just about understanding a historical figure, it's about unlocking a potent philosophy that empowers you to live with unwavering integrity and purpose. First, the most crucial key, question everything. Wang Yangming's entire life was a testament to this principle. He didn't merely accept the conventional wisdom of his time, nor should we. Think of your mind, your conscience, as holding a formidable hammer. This isn't a tool of destruction, but of discerning truth. It's the instrument you wield to strike against the hollow idols of inherited belief, societal expectation, and unexamined prejudice. Wang taught us to rigorously investigate things, not just intellectually, but morally, to plumb the depths of our own innate knowledge, our liangji or innate knowing. Are the values you live by truly yours? Do they resonate with your deepest sense of right and wrong, or are they mere echoes of others' opinions, blindly adopted? Use your hammer to test every pillar of your personal edifice. If a belief crumbles under the weight of honest inquiry, let it fall. Don't build your life on fragile foundations or live by hollow idols. Your authentic self, your true knowing, demands nothing less than this unflinching scrutiny. This isn't nihilism, it's the radical pursuit of truth within. The second key, inextricably linked to the first, is to askrisk embrace the struggle telisk life, as Wang Yangming knew intimately through exile, political intrigue, and the crucible of warfare, is not a calm harbor. It is often a tempestuous sea. Yet it is precisely in the face of these storms, in the arduous process of overcoming hardship, that real strength, profound freedom, and genuine moral resolve are forged. Wang's concept of the unity of knowing and acting isn't a gentle suggestion, it's a call to arms. It means that true understanding isn't passive contemplation, but active engagement with the world's challenges. When you face adversity, when your plans go awry, when you encounter injustice, don't retreat. Instead, lean into it. See these trials not as obstacles to your peace, but as the very grist for your mill, the resistance against which your character is hardened and refined. Learn to love your fate, not in a passive, resigned way, but in an active, defiant affirmation. Every struggle is an opportunity to practice your liangji*, to extend your innate knowing into action, to demonstrate your unwavering commitment to your values. Through this embrace, you transform mere endurance into profound growth, turning the bitter into the building blocks of an indomitable spirit. And finally, the third and perhaps most empowering key, asterisk, become a creator dask. This is where Wang Yangming's philosophy transcends mere self-improvement and ventures into the realm of profound self-realization. Your highest purpose is not simply to inherit a moral code, to follow rules prescribed by others, or to mimic what society deems good. It is to move beyond inherited morality, to cultivate your liangji*, to such an extent that you become the living embodiment of your own, uniquely forged, life-affirming values. You are not a passive recipient of truth, you are an active generator of it, manifesting your innate goodness into the world through your every thought, word, and deed. Just as an artist creates beauty from raw materials, you are called to sculpt your life into a masterpiece of ethical action and spiritual integrity. This means taking full responsibility for the values you choose to uphold, the principles by which you live, and the impact you have on the world. It's about creating a life that is so deeply aligned with your inner truth that it radiates authenticity and purpose. You are not just living *a* life, you are creating your life, a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit when guided by its own innate wisdom. These three keys: question everything, embrace the struggle, and become a creator are not merely philosophical concepts. They are an urgent call to action, a methodology for living a life of profound meaning and unwavering integrity, inspired by the timeless insights of Wang Yangming. Wield your hammer, forge your spirit, and create your magnificent existence. Now, we've journeyed through the profound depths of Wang Yangming's teachings, exploring the radical implications of the unity of knowledge and action, the inherent goodness of our intuitive mind, and the imperative to transcend our self-imposed limitations. We've seen how the path to enlightenment for Wang Yangming is not one of passive contemplation, but of active, relentless engagement with the world and, more importantly, with ourselves. It's about picking up your hammer and actively forging your character, dismantling the false idols that obstruct your true potential. This isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a call to profound personal transformation. Just as Wang Yangming challenged the rigid dogma of his era, urging us to look inward for truth, so too are we called to question the inherited beliefs, societal expectations, and self-limiting narratives that define and often confine us. This journey of self-overcoming, of actualizing your innate goodness, begins with a single courageous act of introspection. So, let me ask you directly, what is the number one idol you're going to question after watching this? What fixed idea, what unchallenged assumption about yourself or the world are you now inspired to critically examine and perhaps dismantle? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's build a community of conscious inquiry, supporting each other in this vital work of personal and philosophical excavation. Your insight might be precisely the spark someone else needs to ignite their own journey. If you found value in this exploration of Wang Yangming's revolutionary philosophy, if it resonated with your own quest for meaning and self-mastery, please take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more seekers of wisdom. Share it with anyone you believe could benefit from these powerful ideas, anyone grappling with their place in the world or striving for greater authenticity. And, of course, subscribe to the channel for more philosophical deep dives, where we continue to explore the timeless wisdom that empowers us to live more intentionally, more fully. For those eager to continue this exploration of practical wisdom and self-mastery, I highly recommend checking out our video on Stoicism. You'll find fascinating parallels in its emphasis on virtue, resilience, and cultivating inner tranquility amidst life's inevitable challenges, offering another robust framework for navigating the complexities of existence with wisdom and grace. The path illuminated by Wang Yangming, like all great philosophical traditions, ultimately points back to you. It's an invitation to recognize the immense power within, to shed what does not serve your highest self, and to consciously shape the person you are becoming. It's a daunting, yet exhilarating task. So, with Wang Yangming's spirit of bold self-actualization, and in the inspiring words that echo across centuries, go forth and become who you are.